Welcome back. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm gonna go ahead and do my wrap up for the month of February. I thought I would do it before I thought I would do it after I posted my is it Readathon TBR, just so I can get started on those books and kind of update my Twitter, and then I'll post this book later on the week. But yeah, I read 3 books in the month, so I thought I should start reading more so that I can do some videos. But yeah, yeah, let me just get started. So I read 3 books and I'm going to do kind of 3 short reviews for you. The first book I read was Where the Road Takes Me by Mclean, and this I read for the New Adult Book Club on Goodreads, and this was their contemporary pick. So this book is a contemporary new adult, like I said, about a, oh wait, first, it was 323 pages and was published in 2015, this year. Okay, so what this book is about. So this book is about a girl named Chloe and a boy named Hunter. Chloe has decided to live her life by making no connections and kind of keeping herself at a distance with all of her relationships, because she's decided that once she turns 18 and graduates high school that she's going to go on the road and kind of live out her life and travel. Until one day she meets a boy named Hunter. Things get kind of blurred and she can no longer keep Hunter at a distance. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say because that's all it is on Goodreads and I don't want to spoil anything for you. But I really did enjoy this book. A lot of new adult books, they tend to have that girl with that troubled past and she just, for whatever reason, her and the hero kind of bash because whatever she's dealing with. But I mean, this kind of made sense in regards to the plot. The main character, she finds out something when she was really young, and in order to cope with it and deal with it, she kind of has developed this strategy and this kind of ideal for her life to cope with what's going on with her. So she's decided to kind of keep everybody at a distance and live her life this way because of reasons I can't say. Wow, big. But yeah, second, I kind of felt like the love story between the two was kind of believable. It is a little bit of insta love, but it kind of made sense because Hunter is in a place in his life where he's just not happy. He's not happy with his family and where they're pushing him, and he's not happy with his girlfriend who really isn't a girlfriend, and he kind of finds somebody who is dealing with real issues in their life and kind of sparks his interest, and I don't know, it kind of changes him for the better. So yeah, I liked the romance, even if it was kind of a little insta-lovey. It's still at the same time it wasn't. You went along with it. Yeah, and then I also really enjoyed kind of the storyline. It wasn't just your stereotypical girl with a troubled past, oh my god, stay away, and then they fall in love, cheese. No, there was a little bit of story behind it, behind his mom, behind her family. I loved the idea of the red letters. You'll find out about that if you read the book. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I gave this book 3 out of 5 stars, kind of between 3 to 4 stars. I really enjoyed it and I would recommend it if you like new adult romance. And I'm definitely going to read more by the author. Let's see, the second book that I read was Never Never by Colleen Hoover, and this was for the New Adult Book Club on Goodreads, and this was their paranormal pick of the month, which I guess kind of answers the question because this is a mystery, but then you're not sure if it's got a paranormal aspect to it. It doesn't. Anyways, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's rewind. So this book is the first part in a 2-part series, and it's 159 pages, and it was published in January 2015. And I can't wait for the book in May. Dying. But anyways, there's not much on Goodreads, so I don't want to give too much away, but basically there are two people, a couple, that wake up one day with no memory of their life, no memory of their relationships, who they are, of each other. Their memory is completely gone. They do have kind of the basic memories of how to drive, who the president is, pop culture, those kind of things, but nothing with their personal life they have no memory of. And so they basically set out together to try and figure out what happened to them, and it's a really big mystery. You don't know what happened to them, and you don't know if it's, I mean, it has to be some sort of paranormal twist to it, but none of that's given away in the first book. Definitely leaves you on a cliffhanger, and I need the second book. So I really loved this book. It was enjoyable. I really don't have much to say on it. It was really enjoyable. It was fun, and I can't wait for the second book. It's really short and quick, so if you like new adult, and if you like Colleen Hoover, I mean, who doesn't? I recommend this book. Really good. But yeah, 5 stars. 5 out of 5 stars. So the third book that I read is The Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. This is a YA high fantasy book about a society that has been split up into two positions. You're either a red blood, which is kind of a commoner, or you're a silver blood, who's one of the elites and has magical power. And this centers around the main character, Mare Burroughs, who's 17 years old and is a red blood, and she's living in a red village. And basically in this world, if you don't have an apprenticeship or on the road to having a job, then you're basically conscripted into the army once you're of age. So Mare has no skill or apprenticeship, so the only thing that she can do for her family is pickpocket until the day that she's conscripted into the army. But then one day her best friend, through events, which you will find out, he is conscripted into the army, so she decides that she needs to save him from this, and a few things go down, and let's fast forward, she gets placed into the Silver Palace as a servant. And like, all this is in the back of the flap sheet. Yeah, so all that's in the back of the flap, so I didn't give anything away. But yeah, I really enjoyed this. Let's talk about the things I didn't like before we go into everything that I loved. The first thing that I wasn't a huge fan of when it came to this book is, it took me a while to get into this book. It took me like a good 40 pages before I finally got caught up into the world. I kind of felt like the author could have handled that better, a little bit better with the world building at the beginning, because it was really kind of confusing and, like I said, hard to get into. The other thing that I wasn't crazy about is it definitely is a dystopian book. Like, it has dystopian elements in it, and dystopian elements that are very similar to the Hunger Games. You have the Silver Palace, which is kind of like the capital and the elites, but then you have the red blood villages that are kind of like the districts. It's just a lot of similarities. It didn't ruin it for me. I know a lot of people weren't happy about that, but it didn't really play a big part in ruining the story for me. I still really enjoyed it, and I liked the fact that it was a fantasy with a dystopian element to it. Really enjoyed that. Number 3, I can't remember what else I wasn't crazy about. But yeah, so we'll just get into what I loved. I loved this book. I think for me the key words, kind of themes that I really like in books are princes and girls that are brought up from obscurity. I know that's completely cheeseball of me and kind of stereotypical thing that everyone hates, but I really like that in books, and this had that for me, so I loved it. I think it was exactly what I wanted. At the time it was kind of what I was feeling. I needed this read, but I really enjoyed it. The second thing that I really liked is I liked Mare. I liked her character. You didn't get that stereotypical girl who, in a lot of YA, where they don't know that they're pretty, but they are really pretty, and they fall in love, and you know, they're kind of weak characters. I feel like she's a really strong character. She's not overly concerned about romance. She's going through things in her life that she's trying to deal with, and I think she does it really, really well, and she's a really great, strong female character. And I also like the hero in this book, because he as well he doesn't drop everything that he believes in for some girl. You know, he was raised a certain way, he's struggling with things of his own, so it's not a straight love story. You know, you get that tension, that love tension between the characters, but you don't get instantaneous love and let me drop everything that I believe in for you. Predictable, and you do see it coming, but I still really enjoyed it. It did not ruin the book for me, but I know that was something that people had issues with, that it was kind of predictable and you kind of knew what was going to happen. But like I said, I still really enjoyed it. I gave this 5 out of 5 stars. I recommend it if you're looking, if you're looking for a fantasy book, and if you like dystopian books, this has a dystopian element, and it will be a great transition from dystopian books if it's kind of what you're obsessed with at the moment. It'll be a great transition into some fantasy. So yeah, enjoyed it. But overall, I think I had a good reading month. I only read 3, but those 3 books were really good. And I did read some like romances, but I can't even remember what they were. But yeah, those are the last 3 books I read at the end of February. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hopefully when you see this video, I'm gonna be in full in full readathon mode, and I'm going through my books like crazy. I will leave a link here to my Readorama TBR if you're interested. I decided to read sci-fi this month. So yeah, I have a few sci-fi books if you're interested to go check out, and then at the end of the week, Sunday, we'll see how I did, and we'll see how many of those books I actually got through. But yeah, that's it for today. Thank you for stopping by, and I'll see you next time. Bye!